I'm very pleased to have my guest here today. His name is Diojo Asis. And Diogo runs a global company, well, very international. He's Portuguese. He came to Sotogrande here. His kids are at the school. He loves it. So a good person to talk about his journey here in Sotogrande, and I hope that the entire community can enjoy this podcast today. So you're very welcome, Diogo.
It's great to be here with you.
I'm glad you're happy. Tell us about your background a little bit and how you got to VOQIN. How did that come to materialize?
Yeah, VOQIN.
VOQIN.
Which comes from provoking.
Okay.
So now you won't forget.
Yeah. And it's event management, is it?
Yeah.
It's event,
Global event management. Yeah. So look, my background, it's hotels.
Right.
I've studied for hospitality. Before that, I studied for dentistry.
Really?
Being the son, three sons, I'm the oldest one, always wanted to follow the steps of my father.
Yeah.
So my father is a doctor and has clinics. And I said, I'm going to follow you. And he said, you have an eye for something different all my life. But, I was very stubborn, as we do. And I've studied for it. But after 2 years, I realized it was right.
Yeah.
So time to change. I changed for hospitality. Study hospitality and management, and then went into hotels.
In Portugal?
In Portugal. Yeah. Went into the hotels, worked for a few chain of hotels, then went into another chain in London, where I've learned a lot on the sales side of it.
Yeah.
Intercontinental Hyde Park Corner, beautiful sales machine.
Yeah.
I remember at that time they were selling at £220, excluding breakfast, 500 bedrooms, 95% occupancy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So it was a money-making machine. I learned a lot from the sales side of it. And then earlier in my career, I learned by working with some international guests that Portugal was an amazing destination for events, but there was no creativity around the service offer.
Right.
So it was a bit the touristic offer. Yeah. It was a bit traditional.
Yeah. Before you go on, two things there that strike. Stephanie, she studied dentistry.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know
she
that.
did that as a first profession. Well, she did it carried on, but yeah, not dentistry, but the dental technician. Yeah. And my daughter, Alex, who is now in London, has followed that path that you just said. She was at La Roche in Marbella. She went into hotels. Yeah. She did Jumeirah in Dubai. She did. She worked in in Taiwan. She worked in Beijing as a trainee. Then she went to London. She was in one hotel there. Then Jumeirah, and then but then COVID happened, and now she's in event management. So it's a very similar thing. So I understand exactly
the dynamics,
all the
changes.
detail of it all. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And then, so with that, I heard, my country is amazing. Portugal is amazing. Yeah. It could offer everything for the best event in the world. But people were not placing the big events there for, I don't know, because there was no creativity. So we said, well, let's do something about it. So I joined with two other guys. We set up shop in 2002. We've opened a company now it's called VOQIN. At that time, it was called the Lisbon Consortium. We were specialized in Lisbon, Estoril, and Sintra.
Yeah, VOQIN sounds better.
But 1 year later, we were already doing events in Porto, in Algarve. So we had to rebrand. We rebranded, and then.
So what kind of events are we talking about?
So we do mainly corporate events.
Right.
So on VOQIN, we have, as I said, VOQIN comes from provoking.
Provoking. Okay.
Provoking meaningful emotions.
Right.
What does it mean? It sounds like a cliche, but it's a scientific approach. So basically, when a client has an emotional journey, an emotional link with a brand, they don't walk away.
Right.
They don't look for any other competitor. So we work in that field. So it's a business response to a need. Any corporate wants to retain their clients for a longer period of time.
Right.
Events are a great unlocker of emotional relationships. Yeah. So we've studied and we've done a lot of research and development with anthropology, neuroscience, and with event management. And we built over the years a journey which we call the emotional thinking methodology, where we design all our events. And what they do is that on the day of the event, on the days of the event, we build really close connection between the brands and the audiences.
And the audience is usually the corporate company or the corporate company's clients?
It can be any. It can be internal for the internal clients, the HR. It can be external for the clients. Imagine a car company that wants to launch a new car.
Right.
So that would be the dealers, or it would be or it would be the journalists. So in that we build those relationships between the brands and the audiences. Okay. We've done events in 67 countries in the world.
What?
67 countries in the world.
Wow.
Before COVID, we had about 150 people and doing 600 large events a year, every year. So now we have...
What would be a large event? How many people? How do you measure it?
Look,
100, 200?
100 would be on the small side of it.
Really?
Yeah. We've done, for example, for Xbox, where we touch 500,000 people over a weekend on a trade show. We do an event for Microsoft for 3,000 people, Boston Consulting Group for 1,500 partners. So a large event, not necessarily it's by the number of people, but it can be a large event can be because it's imagine 350 people every day for 25 days for a car launch.
Right.
That is a large event.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and we're very good at it. So VOQIN is very good in large events.
Right.
So typically the smaller ones, it's not for us.
Right. And 67 countries, that means that's a lot. I mean, it's you start counting them, and it's Europe, it's Africa, it's Far East, it's all over the world. And you've been going to Saudi recently. Is that like a new venue that's coming out, developing, or is that something you've been doing for a while?
No, we actually opened recent in Saudi Arabia, and it's very much, if you look at the Vision 2030 launched by the Prince Mohammed bin Salman, it's written in all the verticals that they're going to achieve some of it by live events.
Right.
So it's from the strategy of the country down, which means that for us it's a beautiful opportunity, especially when you bring some added value. So we've opened last year. We started with a great event with the Saudi American Investment Summit where Trump visited. So we were mandated to do his arrival and to get him on an emotional state that he would be willing, to work those 2 days with the Saudi government and do great deals. So we've applied our VOQIN methodology on it. It was a very large event and it was very successful. And from that on, we're doing quite a lot in Saudi as well. And I'm going there next week. Not looking forward for the 52 degrees, but looking forward to be there, which is a beautiful country to be. Riyadh. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so we established that you've got this business and it's global, 67 different countries. Why Sotogrande?
Look,
why Sotogrande?
It's a very interesting question. It's driven by, we have 3 kids. Yeah. Marta and I, we have a 19-year-old daughter, Matilde. Then we have an 18-year-old boy, Francisco, and Madalena with 14. She just became 14 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. And Francisco with 14, so he said, I wanted to follow golf. This is my passion. I think I have something to say about it. I'd love to follow that passion. And Spain has a very interesting setup when a kid wants to play at a very high level and study at the same time. Okay. After the Olympics '92, they set up this sports law, and it allows the kids to focus on the core subjects on the school and allow them time and agenda to play. Okay. So Francisco came for it, and he came to Sotogrande, to the Sotogrande International School, which has an agreement with an academy.
How did you discover Sotogrande? Because of the golf, because of the school, because of the...
He found it.
He found it.
He studied, and he said, I have 2 or 3 options. Sotogrande is great.
He's 14 years old.
Yeah. No, he was 14.
Yeah, at the time.
4 years ago. So we came here, we visited, we liked it. We came a couple of times. We played a few courses. We liked the setup. And Francisco came with 14 to the boarding school. Okay. He stayed 1 year. And then at that same year, Matilde left to London to study in Sevenoaks. And
Sevenoaks School.
Yeah. So I look at Mark and say, are we going just to stay with Madalena at home? Let's try it and let's get Francisco back at home. So we moved by Francisco's choice to play golf in Sotogrande. We moved 1 year later. He came back home, and we said, let's go 1 year. leave our house in Lisbon untouchable. We're not renting. And if we don't like it, we come back very easily.
Yeah.
So this is already we're going for the 4th year. We sold Lisbon, we bought in Sotogrande, and we call it home already. And this is our happy place, no shadow of a doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
So you rented first. I know
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
rented, and we've known each other for a couple of years or so. And you bought. What was that experience like? And don't talk about us necessarily, because for everyone, he bought through Noel Sotogrande.
I did, and happily to talk about it.
But what was the experience like? Not necessarily us, but the way it happens here in Spain.
Rental, it's challenging because you have 2 setups. You have, short rent, which you come for July and August, and prices, of course, increased a lot because the demand is very high.
Yeah.
But you also have the 10-month rental. And we had that 10-month rental on a great house, but we had to pack and unpack in July and in September, and 1st of September. And we had enough of that. So we wanted to have our place where, again, we call home. And we saw 50 houses.
Yeah.
With many agencies.
Yeah.
There is one day I'm walking in the street or running, and I saw Stephanie, and she said, "Oh, how are you? Blah, blah, blah." And I told her, we're looking, and she said, "I might have 1 or 2 houses for you." And it was a great coincidence because that was the house. So not talking about no, but I have to say that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. So that's how you I remember Stephanie telling me that you were running and that you met in the street.
We met by coincidence, and it worked out.
Yeah. How is your family adapted to here? Because I mean, there's culture difference, there's food difference, and there's obviously a language difference, but I'm sure you speak Spanish fluently because the Portuguese is very semi-similar. And your boy is still at school or finishing soon, or
he finished school.
Finished now, yeah. He's gone to, where is he
He's
now?
on a gap year now, trying to improve results, and then go to the US next year. Yeah.
To play golf.
And study.
One of those things,
Hopefully with some good scholarship.
Good. Yeah, because it's expensive. You might have to sell a house.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What advantages do you think there may be here in the international setup that they have for the school? Do you think that's a big thing? Because I think there are more than 50 different nationalities at the school, so it's very cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
I think children that go there are unblinkered because they see Ukrainian and Russian kids playing together, so that what's happening outside is a different thing. For example, you have not only the golfers, but you got the tennis players, because there's
the polo players,
or the polo as well. Yeah, there's polo as well. Obviously, the school attracted him initially, but also yourselves, because you would. As a parent, be ensuring that you're sending your child to somewhere that you approve. So what was your impression of the school?
I think the school, it's amazing. We study that. The data tells you that. It's one of the great international schools in Spain. So there is data around it. And we study that. And then we came, and the facilities are extraordinary. And we love the setup. They empower the kids to make decisions. Some of them to go into business ventures while they're studying. Yeah. It's like an amazing setup, and our kids were used to international schools.
Okay.
So it was easy, and actually they were in a school which is part of the same school of the Sotogrande International School, which is Inspired, the Inspired group. So our kids were already with friends from all over the world, and it was a very, very easy adaptation. Yeah. So for Francisco, he was on his golf program, amazing. Yeah. Going to study in the morning, going to the golf in the afternoon. He had a great time.
Was that in
San Roque?
Yeah, with Jason Floyd.
Yeah, and Madalena, she's super easygoing. She has friends from all over. The kids they bicycle to one house to another. It's a free ride because you feel there is security. Yeah. There is a sense of a protected community here. Right. Which after 3 years we can say it's not just a sense. There is a really, protected community, and on that, it's amazing. I think it's a huge privilege. Either our kids understand that now or later. This is a huge privilege to be able, to call this home. It's a beautiful spot.
Yeah. Do you think they'll stay here, or they're gonna the traction? I mean, Who are they supporting tonight? Tonight is, I mean, we're recording this of the just before Portugal plays Spain.
Is that the question?
Exactly. So they haven't integrated that much.
Yeah,
there's a limit.
But we have to be quiet if we win.
Yeah,
we are,
very
we are in
humble.
Spain, but I hope we stay quiet. No, look, I don't know if they stay, if they not. Francisco wants to go to American play. Madalena, God knows, she might well go and do 2 years in London or not. But I think the question, I'm going to change a bit the question. We as parents, Marta and I, we spoke about it. When the kids leave, if they leave, do we want to stay here? And the answer is yes. Which is great. You know, I work a lot and I travel a lot, and Marta works as well. And after COVID, a setup like this, it's possible. Before it would be very difficult. But it's been amazing for me. I'm more strategic into the business. I work the same, but I took some of the noise away. I took those meetings that people come to your office for no purpose. That's out. So the meetings that I have, they focus, they have an agenda, and I feel that Sotogrande gives you a sense that the time goes a bit slower.
Yes, doesn't it?
And I tell you a story about it, which is I bought recently here, as old as me, a Land Rover. Santana 88. I'm not going to tell the age, you can guess. But I bought it, and every time I ride it, I realize that, you know, because it doesn't go fast. So I have to go slow. But it makes me enjoy. I see some of the new plants. I see some of the new roads. I see some of the new houses or the old. And I appreciate life differently. That's what Sotogrande gave me. Different pace.
I totally agree. It's something that, it's a pace of life that's slower, and that you see things, you appreciate things more, and you know, in a community, as you say, which is, you know, safe. The kids can go on a bicycle. They can meet other kids. You know, and it's not ostentatious in any way.
Zero. It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite. It's very discreet. It's very, no matter who you are, no one's asking you what you do, you know, that sort of stuff. It's wonderful from that point of view.
And that's a huge difference from Marbella.
Absolutely. I mean, let's not get into the. I always talk about the differences between the two, but it's totally. And if you want to go down the road, you go down the road. You know,
and you have the best restaurants in the world, and the best chefs and the best hotels.
It's all there, no problem.
Half an hour.
Yeah. Because of all your travel, where do you fly out of most of the time? Is it Malaga?
Yeah, all the time.
Now with Gibraltar, maybe you'll get flights to other places other than the UK.
That's what I've been hearing. On the last podcast, I got that.
So that would be interesting for you.
Yeah, very. Yeah. So if I fly to London, I might fly from Gibraltar and to Gibraltar. Yeah. And I'm actually looking forward for that, you know, that expansion. Yeah. But so far, you know, Malaga works well. Yeah. You know, you leave your car there, you know, for 3 days, you pick it up afterwards. Yeah. Service is good. It's not a huge airport. It works. So nothing to complain about it. Cool. It's 50 minutes drive from here. Easy. Yeah, of course. Tell me, getting back to your business, you started yourself on your own. Then you said there were 2 or 3 of you. You must have learned about leadership, about entrepreneurship, about business, because, I mean, I've been in business and working for multinationals around the world. So, you know, and I have consultants come in, and sometimes I wonder how this young, you know, 24-year-old just out of college is coming to talk to me, and he's got a, you know, McKinsey title or a Bain or something. They're very clever people, obviously, they do that, but, you know, it's theoretical is very easy, but it's the leadership on the entrepreneurship side of things that's so different, I think, and you have to learn, and that takes time, that takes experience, it takes. How did you develop that? That could be a very short answer or a very long answer, but where do I want to go? Maybe I want to go into culture, which was something very dear to me. I was 24, using your example, when I set up my company in 2002, and I've always focused on a very strong culture. What does it mean? You know, you set up a set of values, but we've tested that during COVID, because if we go back to what I said at the beginning, 600 events a year, 150 people, they were in Sao Paulo, in Miami, in Lisbon, in Porto, in Madrid, in Barcelona, and we stopped, we couldn't see each other. Yeah. So our business was literally stopped, zero, from 600 events to zero. And we got everybody together. I don't remember the platform at that time. And we said, guys, we don't know when this is going to finish, but we believe we have a very strong culture where you guys were all recruited because we saw some entrepreneurship in each of you. You guys were all recruited because you don't mind failing. You guys were all recruited because, you want to be disruptive. Great. So let's organize ourselves in teams, discuss which ideas can you bring to the table to keep us alive and be relevant during this time, which is unknown. And let's see what comes out of it. Literally, after 1 week on a business model canvas that we gave that framework to everybody, literally 1 week later, we had rounds of meetings, so the board and the different teams, and they were pitching to us like Shark Tank ideas.
Wow.
And from that idea, it came 3 ideas we've invested during COVID where everything was stopped.
Yeah.
So our strategy was to stop every investment and every cost. But on that, we've invested on 3 ideas that came from the teams. And one of them was to develop a platform, a digital platform, where we apply our event methodology called emotional thinking. And we believe that online we could have an emotional interaction between the brand and the audience, despite the fact that you are at home.
Yeah.
So we wanted to challenge that. One of the teams brought that idea forward. We've invested on it. 5 months later, we were doing the first event for Unilever, the global launch of the pets brand, which we launched it from Brazil to the world. And since then, we've been developing quite a lot of technology, but that came from the teams. So answering to your question about leadership, I believe, and Peter Drucker said that, and I'm a big follower on that statement, which is culture, it's strategy for breakfast. And that for me, it's a great leadership story. So we focus a lot on culture. We focus a lot on letting people develop their own journey within the company. If you do a mistake, it's great. Let's learn about it.
Yeah.
Let's learn from it.
That's the first thing you should do is you learn from your mistakes. And
Yeah.
I always worked in
Which
companies.
is tough. Sorry to interrupt. It's tough in Portugal and Spain because if you fail, you are a failure.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But
other
then-
countries, you fail and you are more prepared.
You as a leader must allow for what I call a safe failing zone.
Absolutely.
It's like your child. Your child will fall over and scratch their knee. You know, your child, and you will say, try again. But you only get, if you're close to a road, then you get very serious about, you don't do that.
Of course, because the car might...
and they don't understand. But they must have a safe failing zone. This is where, it's. I mean, you and I, our age group, we used to go on the swings and fall, and it was concrete. There was no rubber.
And luckily we're here.
Yeah, like all these kids, I don't know how they develop, because they just are so protected, like in a mothball. And but you're absolutely right. Safe failing zones for people to try things and not get fired because they got it wrong.
Yeah,
but then
and that's what we built. It's VOQIN. We built that strong culture.
Yeah.
Around entrepreneurship, innovation, disruptive. We recently launched a new company 2 years ago called VOQIN Future Labs, which we set up. It's already a team with 7 people. We're developing technology for internally use to get roadblocks away and let people focus more on the client and less on processes and procedures, automate. But also we develop technology to the world, and it's been very interesting what AI is doing for us as well, for our industry. Very interesting.
So when you're recruiting, you presumably have values. The company has values, and you are recruiting to those values.
Absolutely.
In other words, it's and okay. So something that I learned in my experience is that you probably have a website, and you probably have all those values listed.
We don't.
You don't.
No, but I think you can read through it when you go to the website.
Yeah, okay, but then someone clever will say these people want these sort of guys. But so you can. But when you interview, you can immediately get someone understand what they're saying is right or wrong according to the value that you're trying to establish that they may or may not have. It's quite an easy job, and I've found that throughout my life interviewing people. That it's not difficult.
But again, on the interview, we let the teams we put peers together interviewing, and they go out and they have lunch together and they explain what is the job.
Yeah.
Instead, because I think they say that at Harvard, I've done program there for 3 years, 3 weeks in a year times 3 years, which is called the OPM for owners and presidents. Amazing. It's an MBA in a box. And they say that very clear and very loud. You're going to fail in 50% of your recruitments. So hire fast, fire faster.
Yeah.
You're going to fail 50%. That's the data.
Yeah.
So, and we have that the teams are involved on the processes. Why? To bring that data closer to, to a healthy recruitment system where, the people that we come are really VOQers. This is, by the way, this is what we called people that work for VOQIN. They are VOQers. Yeah. And there is something about being a VOQer.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. And in a similar sort of way, I had this thing when I was interviewing. I had 3 things to do. It says, can do, will do, how fit. Can do, they wouldn't be sitting there. They wouldn't be sitting there if they can't do it. Absolutely. In other words, they can't do the job, they wouldn't be sitting there. So that I do before. So, will do is the motivation, the willingness, the creativity. And how fit, I don't want someone to come in and screw up my team. So you need someone to fit into the team.
Absolutely.
With the values and everything else. So I always think of those 3 things when I'm trying to recruit.
I love it.
Not that I do too much recruitment, but
I love it.
But it's very straightforward. And then all my questions are geared to those 3 things. Can you do the job? Yes. And you get over that very quickly. But will do the job because they really want to do it, and how will they fit into the culture that you have? If they don't fit, then you have a big problem.
And we actually give we do some mock tests. Like we get this is the client, this is the briefing, this is what they trying to achieve in terms of results. Now do a proposal and pitch it for me.
Yeah, cool.
So we do a real life example. Yeah.
Let's get back to something that may interest the general audience more than this, which is very golf and lifestyle. I know you're a great fan of golf and a great player of golf.
Not so great.
Well,
I beat you one time.
you beat me, yes, and you probably beat me tomorrow as well because I'm not good at golf. But golf is it's obviously you introduced your boy to it, and that's something, and he probably has and the lifestyle of golf is something you like. We have the best golf courses in Spain here, and we're very, very lucky to have them right next door. But how important is golf for you? Do you follow your business around golf courses like some people do?
I'd love my friends, they ask me. Yeah. So you play golf all the time, but you live close to a great golf course.
Here, but
and you know what? I'm playing less because I'm being very busy. But apart from that, golf is important in the family. We have a son that wants to be a golf professional. By the way, he was into football before. He played with the Portugal Federation for many years. That was his passion. And COVID changed that. We moved. That was actually, it's an interesting angle because we moved to the Algarve for a couple of months out of Lisbon when we were in lockdown, and we were living in a golf course. The flags were out and everything was out. Francisco would play already golf at that time, but his sports was football.
Yeah, football.
But we were running into the golf course and would give some shots and all of that. And after 3 or 4 months, he said, "Look, I think I found my passion. I really want to move to golf." So golf is important in family because of that. We're supportive of his ambitions. I love it as well, and I have a great group of friends. It's 50 of us. We have a society where we have, our lunches together. We do our golf days together, which is an amazing. So it's part of my balance. I love it. I'm missing it. I need to do it more often. So I'm trying to get organized to do it more often. But the golf courses here are extraordinary because the level of maintenance, they are manicured, quite a lot of them. Yeah. And look at the Real Club de Golf Sotogrande, or you look at Valderrama or San Roque or Hacienda Links, or it's manicured, it's in perfect state. So yes, I think we're very well treated in terms of golf courses in here. And the views and the quality of golf, it's unreal. Yeah.
Thinking forward, do you think that we see more people like yourself living here in Sotogrande but working outside? And obviously, COVID changed everything here. I mean, before COVID, we were probably 2,500, 3,000 residents here all the time. Yeah. I think now we're probably pushing 9, maybe more. And a lot of that is due to initially people who had homes here did like you did, went somewhere else, not in the main city. So tried to get here for lockdown and realized that, Sotogrande is marvelous in May and great in September. It's not just a summer thing and there's more to do. And it's a bit of chicken and egg. You need infrastructure to follow the demand. You need the demand to get the infrastructure to come. So, that's taken a while to develop. But this growth, you think more people come? Sorry, and also after COVID, the working from home phenomenon has really taken off.
That was the beauty of.
And now it's companies allow this to happen. They allow that. You can live on the other side of the country. Because everything's done on Zoom or everything else, and you don't have to be there all the time. Maybe there's an element of once a week, once a month to meet up. You think more people come like yourself?
Let me start by the end, which is we, with our culture and we in the business that we are, which is live events. For us, it's very difficult that we have teams working from home. That is tough. We give some flexibility, but it happens in the office. Yeah. I'm not an operational anymore. So for me, it's easier to work from home. Yeah. And on that point of view, COVID was great for me personally. But I think there is a very strong community here all year round. This is not a community or only young people or very old people. It's a very vibrant community of, I don't know the numbers that you said, 7, 8, 9,000. But we have parents from our age, multiple number of them that are in the same situation as me. Yeah. They can work for the companies remotely. They travel. They are with the teams, but they find their home here and they find they balance that way. So on that point of view, it's a vibrant. Sotogrande, it's not. You were saying May and September. I would go further and would say the winter, it's amazing in Sotogrande.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just giving that.
I just love it. You have, sunny days. You have your rain as well, and we need it. Luckily, this winter it rained quite a lot. We needed the rain, but it's just beautiful. The lifestyle here in the winter. You have your chimney. You have, the houses are prepared for it, which in some other resort locations the houses are not prepared for the winter.
Well, they're changing, yes. The newer ones are. The older ones.
I find it. I was living in a house with 30 years old, or more, but it was refurbished 30 years old, and it was super well prepared for the winter.
Yeah. So, no, more and more we're seeing that, and the houses are now changing. People are having, and you need heating more than you need air conditioning in Sotogrande because of where we are locally, the wind and all that sort of stuff. But yes. What do you think we need here to improve? Is there anything that you say, I wish that was a little bit better? And not necessarily silly things, it's just things for maybe more people like yourself to want to come here. I mean, there's a great school, which is the great attraction. There's a great things to do that you want to do. But I ask this question to most people, and they say, "Oh, there's shopping." I say, "Really?
Yeah.
I mean, shopping? What do you want? You want Gucci to be here? Go to Marbella, go down the road, or Algeciras is right there as well."
I'll go two things. One personally, one business. One business, and you said it, and I like it, which is let's see what Gibraltar is going to come with more connecting flights. Yeah. And for me, for example, Lisbon, which is our headquarters to here, it's not easy because the time flights, not the time flights, but the time of the day that the flights operate are not really great. So I tend to drive. Yeah. And that's a 650 kilometer drive, so it's not ideal. But on a personal level, I would say a few more great restaurants. You have a number of them, but we keep repeating them all the time. Yes, and great, it doesn't mean, an Obu. No. I mean great in the sense of have more quantity of restaurants, more diverse. Yeah. That would be something I would love to see improving. And I think it is improving, by the way. Because I keep hearing, there is a new one there in Guadiar, there is a new one.
Yeah, you have to discover them. I think that when you start looking for them, you need more than 2 hands, 3 hands, 4 hands to count them all up. They're here. But you need to find them. But the other thing is, how often you go to a very good restaurant. It's by that I mean Michelin star, not Michelin star, but even up there. There are many, and even inland, there's, I interviewed here and in the Sarmiento. Have you been to Sarmiento?
Yes,
up
yes,
in,
yes. Very nice in Casares.
in Casares.
Super nice restaurant.
So, but it's out of the way, but it's a nice thing to do on a Sunday or what even.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm going there on Thursday night because I got some friends and they want to see something different.
Okay.
And, you go up there. So it's a question of knowing where to go. I mean, if you're going to walk up and down the marina, yes, you're going to find the 5 or 6 that are there and that's it. But you need to be adventurous and get out and see. Okay, very good. This is very interesting. If you had to choose anywhere else in the world, now that you travel so much, would anywhere beat Sotogrande, other than the logistics of being close to family and everything else? But would you love to live in Miami? Or would you rather
I've spent so much time in Miami because we used to have an operation there. My short answer would be we are in our happy place.
Yeah, okay.
So to a point that we committed to buy a house, to a point that we spoke, Marta and I, and we want to continue living here after the kids go and do their things. So I cannot think on a place I would like to live better than Sotogrande like now.
Very good.
Not one.
Excellent. Diogo, thank you so much for being with me.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. And there you are. Sotogrande is Diogo's happy place. If you want to have a happy place here, just find out about Sotogrande. It is a wonderful, wonderful organization. I'm sure you like it.